What would be a good campaign slogan for Joe Biden?
I quit. There you go. That's a good one. I like that.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Joe Biden announcing his run for president again in 2024. So he's running for re-election. Now, he shouldn't be running again. He's 80 years old. He'll be 81 at the end of this year. He'll be 82 in 2024. So if he was to get reelected, which he won't, he'd be done by age 86. Now, is he even going to make it to the 2024 election? I have my doubts. But before I get into all that, let's check out some New Yorkers, if I'm not mistaken, reacting to Joe Biden's reelection bid. If you want to see this clip in full without my commentary, link, as always, will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio and go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
This job, I know we can.
What job has he even started?
You got to start a job before you finish it.
I don't really know what job he started.
I don't think he knows what he's saying half the time.
What would be a good campaign slogan for Joe Biden?
I quit. There you go. That's a good one. I like that.
What would America look like if he does finish the job?
I see World War with China.
Maybe turn the rest of America woke?
Probably going to get our hands in Ukraine.
In his campaign video, Joe Biden shows a stack of books that he says have been banned.
Let's pause right there. So the stack of books, I see Kite Runner, Invisible Man, Paradise by Toni Morrison, The First to Die at the End, and then there's a book called Lawn Boy. There's more in the back, but I can't see what those say. I just had to freeze frame it for you guys, so you might want to do your own research, because part of the commercial we're going to see in a minute says that Republicans want to ban books, all this, that, and the third. But some of these books might need to be banned, especially from children in K through 12 public school.
Banned by, quote,
MAGA extremists. Banning books.
One of those books is called Lawn Boy, and in that book, it describes a scenario of two 10-year-old boys giving each other oral sex. You're calling people extremists who just don't want children to have access to books like that?
What they're actually doing is grooming people.
What do you think America looks like if he finishes the job?
America doesn't look good.
In New York, for Newsmax, I'm Mike Carter.
So there you have it. Shout out to Newsmax for those man on the street interviews. Now, there were quite a few references to the campaign video he put out. Let's go ahead and check that out to see exactly what he said there. And of course, again, this will be in the description, link in the bio. Y'all check it out. Let's go ahead and roll this. So right away, instantly, within the first few seconds, they're talking about abortion and January 6th, because they don't really have much else beyond that. That's their whole thing.
Freedom. Personal freedom is fundamental to who we are as Americans.
There's nothing more important, nothing more sacred.
That's been the work of my first term, to fight for our democracy.
This shouldn't be a red or blue issue.
To protect our rights, to make sure that everyone in this country is treated equally and that everyone is given a fair shot at making it. But you know, around the country, MAGA extremists are lining up to take on those bedrock freedoms.
MAGA extremists, that's been their whole thing, right? Trying to alienate a whole portion of America. So if you are, you're living in a rural area, you might have a MAGA hat, you like to go hunting and fishing, you are considered to be a MAGA extremist, because these phrases get put out there without clear definitions. So it's up to the general normie, the mouth breather out there, to figure out what that means for themselves. So you're painted as an enemy, and basically the message is vote for me and vote against them. It's us versus them. It's a divide and conquer classic tactic that's been used since dawn of man. But here we are yet again in 2023, going into 2024, using the same old tired tactics.
Cutting Social Security that you paid for your entire life while cutting taxes for the very wealthy. Dictating what health care decisions women can make. Banning books and telling people who they can love. All while making it more difficult for you to be able to vote.
Can I pause for a second? I know I'm pausing a lot in the commercial, but if you must see it, again, it's in the box. But how is it hard for people to vote? You show an ID. You got to show an ID to go to the grocery store and buy a beer. Okay, you go into your favorite restaurant and you want to get a martini or something like that. Okay, where's your ID? So I don't understand. Why is that such a big deal to show your ID to go vote? because people do steal. They do things they shouldn't be doing. They do commit crime. You should show your ID to do a very important thing like exercising your civil rights. Okay, going to Olive Garden and getting the drink is not your civil rights, but voting is. But I digress.
When I ran for president 4 years ago, I said we're in a battle for the soul of America, and we still are. The question we're facing is whether in the years ahead we have more freedom or less freedom, more rights or fewer. I know what I want the answer to be, and I think you do too. This is not a time to be complacent. That's why I'm running for re-election.
Let's pause right here. Do you want this guy to be your president? He's like, this is going on right now in 2023. How is he going to look 2 years, 3 years from now? He looks decrepit as it is. He'll look even worse as time progresses.
I'm running for re-election because I know America. I know we're good and decent people. I know we're still a country that believes in honesty and respect and treating each other with dignity. That we're a nation where we give hate no safe harbor. We believe that everyone is equal, that everyone should be given a fair shot to succeed in this country.
Thank you for choosing us.
So you got a few photo ops of some black folks. You got Ketanji Brown Jackson. That was a shining achievement, right? I'm gonna put a black woman in there, and that's what he did. Rather than it being about your skill and accomplishments, it's about your race and your gender.
Every generation of Americans has faced a moment when they have to defend democracy. Stand up for our personal freedom. Stand up for the right to vote and our civil rights. And this is our moment.
Check it out, though, Joe. You've been in office since the early 1970s. I think 1973, 50 years in public office as a senator for a very long time, then as a vice president. You took a little break after being the vice president and a senator. Took a 4-year break during Trump. Now you're back as the president. And what have you really accomplished? What have you done in 50 years? You tell me.
Because this is the United States of America. There's nothing, simply nothing we cannot do if we do it together.
All righty. So there you have it. That's your man, Joe Biden, running for president yet again in 2024. That's the campaign. Let me come back so you can see me clearly. I have a question. How do you guys feel about that commercial? Good, bad, indifferent? I think that was pretty cringe. And before I close on up and put the bow on it, I just want to say this. I think the reason why he did this is because he has to. If he doesn't run again, then he looks like he's weak. He knows he can't really succeed anymore. He can't really govern anymore. He is admitting that he is way too old to be the president, which we all knew from the very beginning. From 2020, we knew that. He's proven himself to be way too old right now. So it'd be just a confirmation of that. He has to run for fundraising purposes, to not look weak in the eyes of the world and to U.S. citizens, American voters, taxpayers. He can't look weak. I think ultimately he'll pretty much pass the torch to Gavin Newsom and let him be the guy that runs up against Donald Trump, most likely, either Trump or DeSantis. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about that commercial? Like I just asked you a little while ago, good, bad, indifferent, whatever your thoughts are. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about his chances of becoming the president again in 2024? Is he even going to be the nominee for the Democratic Party? Is it going to be Gavin Newsom or somebody else? A Joe Manchin, perhaps? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This was really cringe, but he had to do it because he's got to show some level of strength. If he doesn't do it, then it goes badly for the Democratic Party. They have a strategy over there. They're trying to play a little bit of checkers, I suppose. Chess, maybe not really, but it's kind of obvious what's happening. He has to run for a lot of different reasons, aside from actually being able to govern. We know he's not doing a good job of governing right now. People behind the scenes are trying to help. They're not doing a good job either. It's all for political purposes. I think there won't be any primary debates in the Democratic Party because it just want to run things the way they run it. Ain't no point in showing the people who's going to be a better leader. Ain't no point in having them out there bumbling and stumbling. When the time is right to put Gavin Newsom out there to be the nominee, then they'll do that. But until that time, they're going to ride with Joe, fundraise off Joe, and then at the very end, at the 0 hour, discard him. Very simple. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.